Britannia Airways were perhaps the most well-known of the UK's charter carriers in the late 20th century. By the 1960s, package holidays were becoming more affordable in the UK, with Spain being the primary destination. As they grew, so did the requirement for planes to get the public there. Just as the early hotels were cheap and cheerful and not to the standards you might often expect, so were some of the aircraft. The traditional charter aircraft was a second-hand piston or turboprop aircraft. Britannia were about to change that model. Formed as Euravia in 1961, they began operations from Luton Airport with a single Lockheed Constellation. Euravia merged with Skyways and also acquired Avril Yorks, before in 1964 they purchased Bristol Britannias and changed their name to Britannia Airways. The company was a success, and in 1965 they were taken over by Thomson International, which had its own holiday company, Thomson's. This guaranteed demand for services and allowed them to make the step, which made them pioneers in the package market. They became the first European operator of the Boeing 737. Britannia were changing the old model of using old planes. As well as the obvious advantage of saving time and flying higher to avoid bad weather, the jets now could avoid refueling stops, so North Africa and the Canary Islands could be done in a single flight. The aircraft were available for greater utilisation, they were more efficient, and it allowed Britannia to brand itself above its rivals of the time. Britannia promoted its jet fleet, and with a hot meal service and allocated seating, was operating a superior service to many of its rivals. Their rivals eventually took on jet aircraft in the 70s, but they were often older and less efficient. Yet by the late 70s and early 80s, competition had hotted up. Horizon Holidays had set up Orion Airways, and Air Europa had been set up by Intersun as an in-house airline. They also used 737s. One of the 737's advantages was that they could get into smaller regional UK airports. The 80s saw an expansion of charter destinations including Yugoslavia, Greece and Tunisia, and also year-round holidays. In addition, further afield destinations such as Florida and Thailand were added. To this end, the airline added Boeing 767 wide-bodied aircraft. They were actually the first airline in Europe to offer the 767. They also developed a premium economy service, and they also had to adapt to selling ticket-only deals as the package holidays started to be a smaller part of their passenger load. In the late 1990s, they started German and Scandinavian branches. Britannia were now handling just under 10 million passengers a year. As part of the round of takeovers and consolidation around the turn of the century, Thomson were taken over by TUI and Britannia were rebranded as zThomsonfly, before becoming TUI as they are still known today. Britannia were groundbreakers both in terms of the aircraft they used and their service, and much of the more advanced charter market that we see today comes from the ideas of Britannia Airways. Thank you for watching.